What's going on, good people? This is the Prophet 6 module. There is desktop, as you know, some people call it. There's a lot of videos that show people making different patches and stuff like that. Synthesis is one of those things that you get better with as you do it, and it doesn't necessarily mean I know all the terminology, but I do know what all this stuff does. And I'm gonna go ahead and just build a patch from scratch. So let's just see how it goes. Alright, so first off, this is one of the factory settings, so I'm going to clear it by holding preset and right, and that gets you back to a single oscillator. I'm going to try and skip over a lot of the terminology, and it's not something that I really care about. I'm gonna tell you basically what knobs to turn to do certain things. So you got two different sections here. This is oscillator 1 and this is oscillator 2. You also have a sub oscillator. Sub oscillator on the Prophet 6 is gonna work off of the oscillator number 1. So for this, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the single oscillator. There's no effects on here. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of anything that's lit up. Okay. I got my single, and I'm going to go ahead and find something. My wife gets on me about saying something. I don't know. I speak fluent white trash, so something is what we do. This is going to affect your pitch, obviously. And you got your different ranges here. Keep that there. Bring in the second oscillator. So now I got two oscillators. One is at C2, one is at C3. Go ahead and activate the keyboard. If I wanted to sync it, you got your sync button here. This is your slop. What this is going to do is it's going to slightly give it some variation, so you'll hear that. It takes it from perfectly, harmonized into kind of wonky, which I like a lot. Okay, I'm going to get over to the filter. This is your cutoff filter. On the Prophet 6, you've got a low pass and a high pass. This is your high pass and your low pass. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure they're set in the middle, and I'm going to work my way up with the low pass filter. So now you got your amplification section here, and then you got your filter envelope here. Now if you want to get that sound like this to happen automatically, you're going to use this section over here. Okay, you're going to use your attack. I'm going to make sure my sustain is turned all the way up. Okay, so this is the sound as it is, about 3/4 of the way up on the cutoff. And then as I bring this up, it's going to slowly So what I had to do is I had to change the envelope amount. I had to raise the envelope amount so it would push harder and then bring down the cutoff so that the starting point of the filter was lower. If I put it up higher, the starting point of the filter is higher. But I want it to raise slowly, so I'm going to put it way down low. That's a bit too much for what I'm looking for, so I'm going to bring it up. Because I want to hear it. I want to hear it from the time I touch it. Okay, now it's a bit too slow, so I'm going to back off on the attack so it gets there quicker. Okay, now let's say it was all the way off. The attack was all the way off and I have an instant filter. If I want to adjust the volume instead of the filter, I'm going to use this attack on the amp. So if I bring this up, okay, the cutoff is the same, it's just quieter. So I'm going to leave that where it was because I want the filter to slowly come in. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. I'm going to go ahead and add the sub. Let's see what the high pass does with this. I'm going to add a little high pass resonance. And I'm going to start with, I love reverb, so I'm going to go ahead and start with a reverb. This is a hall, and I'm going to turn it up to 80. Sorry if my hand's in the way. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in some chorus. It's a little bit much. Bring it down. Cool. I like it. So I'm going to start with the LFO. LFO is your low frequency oscillator. This is going to be one of the modulating sources, and you have your different destinations over here. So frequency 1, that's this right here. Okay, if I click on this and I start turning this dial, it's set at a triangle. So in the form of a triangle, there we go. In the form of a triangle, it's going to modulate frequency number 1. So I'm going to turn off oscillator number 2. Sorry, it's going to modulate the frequency of oscillator number 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring up the amount so that you can hear the difference. So this is going to be how much it's going to do this motion, and so this one is the rate. without effects. If I had my DAW sending out MIDI, which actually I think I do. Yeah, I do. So that's sending out a clock, MIDI clock. This can be set synced to your DAW, so whatever your DAW BPM is, this will oscillate. This will, you know, it'll oscillate the oscillator at the beats per minute that you set, divided by whatever value you choose. So right here, that's 8, 16. That's really handy. Then activate the second frequency. Go down an octave. Well guys, I appreciate you watching, and yeah, this is the Pocket 6 and synthesis. You can run it. Alright guys.